Now, you leave everything, what you think your kid's gonna do? You think your kid's gonna be as frugal and as thrifty and as miserly as you? Now, you made all that money now. You.
Am I satisfied?
Okay.
I'm satisfied with my career. And I remember, you guys every night. And I was one of those type of athletes.
So why do you think some of the things that have happened in your career are...
Floyd Mayweather has gone unusually quiet, stepping out of the spotlight just days after Shannon Sharpe made a headline-grabbing statement. Mayweather, who's usually all over social media showing off his lifestyle, has suddenly disappeared, and it's got people buzzing. After Sharpe's strong words on his show, fans are wondering, is Floyd just taking a break, or is there something bigger happening behind closed doors?
What makes Floyd so unique? Because he fought, he fought Pacquiao, he fought you, he fought Gotti, he fought Corrales, he fought Ricky Hatton. He's fought so many, and all these guys, a lot of these guys had titles at the time or were former world champions like yourself. What makes him so unique?
His pedigree. Look, I'm good friends with his father. The best trainer I've ever had.
Wow.
By far. He is, well, except for the professor who trained me for the Chavez fight when I beat Chavez in 1996. But Floyd Sr. is the best trainer I've ever had. He's a teacher. And that's what Floyd Jr. grew up with. He grew up with a teacher who disciplined him to be the very, very best. And I love his patience. I love the fact that he's a hard hitter and he has a chin.
In 2017, NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe publicly took aim at Floyd Mayweather Jr., calling out his flashy lifestyle and questionable spending habits. This came after news broke that Mayweather had asked the IRS for more time to pay his 2015 taxes, despite always flaunting his wealth online. Sharpe's remarks sparked a bigger conversation about whether Floyd's claims of being a billionaire were really legit.
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
And cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Sharpe didn't hide his frustration, saying, Floyd's been through this before. What's so hard to understand? What really bothers me is he's all over Instagram and Twitter flashing piles of cash, living it up, but still won't pay what he owes.
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
And cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Mayweather fired back on Instagram, saying he had paid $26 million to the IRS in 2015. He called out the critics, posting, "While everyone's busy counting my money and assuming the worst, here are the facts. Uncle Sam got $26 million from me in 2015. What more do they want?" Shannon Sharpe has often weighed in on Mayweather's career, usually with a critical eye. After Floyd's 10th-round TKO win over Conor McGregor in their 2017 crossover fight, Sharpe admitted Floyd's skills were impressive but questioned how serious the fight really was. To him, it felt more like a money grab than a real competitive challenge.
He hit Floyd with that uppercut, flush, and Floyd kept coming. I think Conor knew he was in trouble.
Floyd has a chin. I've told you before, he's got a chin.
And McGregor doesn't punch as hard as you thought he did.
Nope, he does. That's where you're wrong.
And I told you about the gloves. It's a difference. Dana said, well, you could feel his knuckles. I said, when you get those hands wrapped, he's not going to feel any knuckles. Skip, this might have been one of Mayweather's best performances.
It was. Agreed.
For the simple fact is, he had a 175-pound heavy bag in front of him with no head movement. Really, yeah, he was unorthodox with his stances, but I knew in a million years he was never going to beat Floyd Mayweather, Skip, because he's not a boxing tactician. He had too wide of a base. In the MMA, Skip, you need a wide base to guard against leg strikes and takedowns. So he had a wide base. He had too much, he was too square on, so all this
Sharpe's view connects to his larger criticism of modern boxing. He thinks too many fighters today are more concerned with protecting their undefeated records than challenging themselves against real threats. In his opinion, Mayweather's legacy has shaped a generation of boxers who play it safe, and that's damaging the sport. Sharpe has pushed for a return to the old-school mindset, where the best fought the best, win or lose, because that's what keeps fans engaged and creates genuine legacies.
Shoulders, stomach, chest. As a boxer, you got to be like this. You want to make the target as narrow as possible. And for Floyd to do what he did, he was just like, okay, give me your best shot. Put that rope-a-dope on him like the Rumble in the Jungle Skip. You remember Zaire? Give me all you got. Conor was just throwing all those shots. And then come round 4 and 5, Joe, I thought I was at the club. All them Jello shots Conor was passing out because they had nothing on them. Jello shot, hey Conor, let me get one of them tangerine Jello shots because there ain't nothing to it. And Floyd walked through it, hit it, power shot after power shot. Skip, he wasn't doing nothing pretty, nothing, no peekaboo, no shoulder roll, straight right hand to his dome like I told you he would. Now remember, I'm gonna run shoot this man. He too small, you effed. You should have left me where I was, brother. You should have left me there.
On Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast, Stephen A. Smith sparked a heated discussion by comparing Michael Jordan to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He highlighted how both legends could break down their opponents so thoroughly that it made those rivals seem less skilled than they really were. Smith pointed out that while LeBron James earns respect, Jordan and Mayweather instilled fear, a key difference in his view. LeBron will beat you, no doubt, Smith said, but MJ made you feel like you didn't even belong on the same court.
Everybody that Mayweather fought, he made him look like it was 5 years too late.
Right.
And that's how that's the greatness of him.
Yes.
You look at the champions that this man beat and made them look mundane in beating them.
Right. You talk about Mayweather, right?
Mayweather.
I would say the same about Jordan, but that's a different thing.
Oh, there you go. No.
I mean, I'm glad that you heard that. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. You know, because Jordan will make you look like you're less than what you are.
Like before Scotty?
LeBron will beat you.
I know he ain't.
But MJ will make you look like less than what you are.
Floyd Mayweather appeared on Club Shay Shay and discussed his 2017 fight with Conor McGregor, revealing he deliberately allowed McGregor to land punches early in the match. Mayweather explained that it was all part of his strategy. He knew McGregor wasn't prepared for the full 12 rounds of boxing. By taking a few shots and conserving his own energy, Floyd let McGregor tire himself out. Once McGregor began to fade, Mayweather upped the pressure, took control, and ended the fight with a 10th round TKO. It was a perfect example of Mayweather's high fight IQ and experience.
So talk us through the fight with Conor McGregor. Obviously, he's a UFC guy, MMA, and it seems like to me your game plan was like you would just walk. I'd never seen you just like you was like taking punches. You like walking through his punches. Did you not feel he could knock you out?
Oh, absolutely not. Like I said before, you know, when you've been in there with the best,
right?
When I say the best, meaning, I could throw so many different names out there because
we'll get to those names in a minute. We're going to talk about that because Floyd, I don't think you get the credit you deserve for the fighter that you are. You beat 16 world champs. You're 50-0. But people always make excuses. When you fought De La Hoya was old.
I think I beat. If I'm not mistaken, I beat 23.
You beat.
Oscar De La Hoya recently looked back on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s clear win over Canelo Alvarez in their 2013 fight, which he himself promoted. De La Hoya confessed he had warned the young Alvarez not to take the fight, believing he wasn't experienced enough to face someone like Mayweather. I told Canelo, don't fight Floyd, you're too young and not ready, he remembered. He was 21, full of confidence, showing off his strength, but in the ring, it wasn't even close.
I told Canelo, do not fight Floyd because you're too young. You have no experience.
Right.
Well,
but he's a much bigger man.
He is, but he's 21 years old, flexing his muscles like I can take on Floyd. I'm the very best. Guess what? You got schooled. You got schooled.
Pitched the shutout.
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't even close.
You promoted Floyd.
I did promote Floyd, yeah. And you know, he was, the time when he was making the, I think it was a Showtime contract, $30-40 million. Yeah, we promoted all those fights.
Right.
You know, great experience for us. It was, you know, it put us on the map, obviously. And, you know, we're now one of the top promoters in the world.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is widely regarded as one of the greatest boxers ever, boasting an undefeated record and world titles across 5 weight classes. However, despite his impressive achievements in the ring, he remains a polarizing figure in sports. Critics often point to his outspoken personality, flashy lifestyle, and controversial comments as reasons why he doesn't have universal appeal.
Floyd Mayweather was trying to give y'all the fights, and everybody starts saying that this guy was too old, this guy was too that. Floyd Mayweather starts saying F all of y'all. F the belts, F you, F everything. I'm taking y'all to the bank, I'm robbing y'all. Belts does nothing but collect dust, money over legacy, currency over legacy, because he felt underappreciated. I train all day long, and I'm doing this to try to be one of the greats. Forget that, I'm gonna do it for me. He became one of the most selfish fighters you'll ever hear. That's why I never blamed Floyd. When y'all hear me say the Floyd Mayweather effect, a lot of Floyd Mayweather fans, you hate on Mayweather already. No, I'm talking about the effect. Floyd Mayweather is an all-time great fighter, but people grab the wrong things because most people aren't about hard work and dedication anyway. That's why to be great is rare. Most people try to find that shortcut, and they only saw Floyd's shortcut. They never saw his scenic route.
Mayweather's constant flaunting of wealth and luxury has rubbed some people the wrong way, particularly during times of financial hardship. On top of that, his past domestic violence convictions have added to the negative perception, casting a shadow over his public image. In an interview, Mike Tyson shared his thoughts on the challenges Floyd Mayweather faces, comparing them to his own struggles. Tyson explained that, despite Mayweather's enormous success, he's probably starting to realize that true friendships are hard to come by, and jealousy often plays a role. While many athletes share their wealth, Mayweather stands out as a world champion, which puts him in a tough spot in the celebrity world. Tyson believes Mayweather will have to come to terms with the fact that real friends may not always be as flashy or glamorous as he might expect.
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seems to be going through some stuff like me right now, you know, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's probably, even though I even hate to say it, because maybe everybody's kind of a little jealous of him, you know, because he is Floyd Mayweather. I know these other guys got their money, but this guy is the champ of the world. You know, it's hard to compete with that. So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale. So he's gonna realize what life is all about, what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them. And sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we want, but they're the ones we have. You know, sometimes we want to have glorious, glamorous friends, but they don't want to be our friends.
In the interview, Floyd Mayweather opened up about how often the public and media misunderstand him. He emphasized that many people form opinions based on assumptions or rumors, without ever hearing his side of the story. Mayweather also discussed his complicated relationship with his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., acknowledging their ups and downs. Despite their challenges, he credited his father's tough love and strict training for shaping him into the disciplined, undefeated champion he became. He also reflected on his rare amateur losses, each by just 1 point, and how those setbacks motivated him to work harder, fueling his drive to dominate in the professional boxing world.
People are entitled to judge me for what they hearsay.
Okay.
Making assumptions. Just because I never came out and said, "Oh, let me explain," I don't have to explain that to nobody. Only people that I feel like I have to explain something to is my children and my relation, and because at the end of the day, only God can judge me.
Let's go back to where it all started. You grew up in Grand Rapids,
yes,
Michigan. Your father was a fighter. Your uncle was a fighter.
Both uncles.
Both uncles were fighters. So it was almost like you was like destined. It was predetermined. You were ordained to be a fighter.
Yes. That's all I knew.
Mayweather's boxing skills helped him break records in pay-per-view sales, with his 2015 fight against Manny Pacquiao leading the charge, generating 4.6 million PPV buys and earning over $400 million in revenue. But his wealth goes beyond the ring. In 2024, he made a smart move by purchasing more than 60 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $42 million, adding over 1,000 affordable housing units to his portfolio. He's also invested in various real estate projects and is involved in a proposed casino in Times Square.
Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
Mayweather's financial success showcases his savvy approach to both boxing and business. His ability to leverage his brand and make smart investments has solidified his place as one of the wealthiest athletes in history.
Money Mayweather for a reason. The boxing superstar has earned over $1 billion in his career, enough to buy a small country, and he spent it on private jets, diamond watches, and mansions bigger than some shopping malls. But then, rumors came out that he had spent it all. So how did Mayweather bounce back from broke allegations with a business empire that looks stronger than ever?
Mayweather's approach to wealth reflects his sharp business mind and ability to make the most of his fame. His strategic investments and smart financial moves have certainly made him one of the richest athletes ever. However, his extravagant lifestyle can sometimes feel excessive, particularly during times of economic struggle. While some might see it as a symbol of success, others might feel it's out of touch with the realities many people face. What do you think? Does his lifestyle inspire you, or do you feel it's a bit much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.